spectacular DFH Stadium, the site, the product brought to you by APM Music, your content turned up, and the finest of leagues available to you, the Premier League. This is Minor League Esports, and I am Kendo Slice. We welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen, to what is going to be the back half, and it is an extreme back off. Along with me, though, it will be Novanta, and Novanta, we have an amazing set going forward. Premier League straight into Master League, but I want to focus a little bit more on the Premier League because the Eclipse are 24-11, 6-1 on their series. They're going up against the Hurricanes, 22-13, 5-2. But they're going up against Test Gravity and Chimpanzee. And Test Gravity, one of the best players within the league.
Well, it's fitting that it's happening on Halloween, All Hallows Eve, because it sounds like a disaster film, the Eclipse taking on the Hurricanes today. But you're right, Test Gravity is the strongest man on the pitch today, and he's going to be happy. You're going to have to figure him out if you have any chance of coming away with a series victory. Now, I love the Premier League. It's the best of the best of the best, and these two teams are going to show out today.
Yes, it is the... Excuse me, I apologize. The Eclipse countering Vitali, I know how to say that name. Sorry, my friend. Vitali and Lazarus coming in on the counter there. And the Hurricanes so far, they've struggled against teams with winning records. Only 1-2. The two losses coming from teams on the winning side of things. Whereas it's the polar opposite for the Eclipse. So there's going to need to be a trend broken here for the Hurricanes to get over the hump, and they're putting their best foot forward as we are ready to go here on DFH. And I am so excited because really championship pushes are going to be made right here. This may even be a playoff preview going forward. You may see these two teams under playoff lights, and that could be a thing that I would essentially love to see.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Vitali on the Eclipse is one of the strongest guys on his team. So this might be a little bit preview for our playoff push, and I, for one, can enjoy a little bit of a sneak peek.
We are underway, first 5 seconds, and already Test Gravity. He is someone who is on every end of the field seemingly at all times. 2 goals a game on average, 2 saves a game on average. And do it on both ends of the pitch. And he's no slouch in the passing game either. He will be involved in a lot of the offense, facilitating and also keeping a good backbone. Chimpanzee going to create a 2v1. Vitali just going to take his time. I like the decision-making from Test Gravity, choosing the shadow instead. And it's an easy clear here early.
I like the fact that they're trying to be aggressive early for the Eclipse, and that already pays dividends 45 seconds in. Vitali has been one of the X factors here going in, but to provide himself a chance to make some space for the early goal, class.
This is just patience by the Eclipse. Lazarus seeing it through the second man, forces the 50-50, and if you can beat the second man on a 50-50, you have a good shot. If your second man is indeed close and ready for a challenge, the Eclipse do so well here. And they'll score first blood within the first minute. Here's Vitali. Gonna push this center, and the Eclipse are making a statement early against the Hurricane.
I was just going to make the point that 1 goal so early may be inconsequential, but you can't deny a second goal so early. It makes the Eclipse look that much better so far in Game 1.
2 goals in just a minute gone by. Fairly impressive if you ask me. I was thinking that the Hurricanes were going to put up quite the fight. They're going to not quite equalize, but answer here quickly, Nova. And I feel like this is a need. The commit here by Test Gravity allows Chimpanzee the open net, but this is not the start I was expecting out of the Hurricane.
Yeah, a little bit more of a scrappy start, especially on the Hurricane side, but they're adjusting. They're trying to see how the Eclipse are playing. Maybe that might turn the tide for them. So I like the idea they're willing to try different things to make themselves that much stronger on their own counterattacks.
Oh, here's Chimpanzee in the middle. Vitali will bring this into the offensive zone. Both teams just kind of exchanging blows. Lazarus will force the 50-50 here. All will be middling in the box. Test Gravity just chooses to give possession away. Lazarus, weak touch, will be played on and immediately jumped on by Chimpanzee. Pushed quickly to the side by Vitali. Tactical strikes have been precision for both of these teams so far, and everything is starting from the defensive end onward. Taking transition play to the next level. Chimpanzee, I might have lost track of where he was there on the pitch.
Yeah, it's interesting to say that even in such a strong league as a Premier League, the Storm division of the Blue Conference has been especially strong. And you're seeing it here. One goal separates both teams, but you couldn't tell which one's stronger. And look, we're now level, so forget the deficit. The Hurricanes just scored.
Really good stuff as Chimpanzee forcing it through, gets a commit out of both Lazarus and Vitali. And Test Gravity gonna put it through on a largely open left half of the net. You need to make sure that you do not have such a hard commit on one of these challenges. It's going to have to feel a little more like man-to-man in the defensory side of things, as we are deuces wild. 10 seconds away from the glorious call of Rocket League. Lazarus out of the corner. Test Gravity will not get through Lazarus. We do go to 2-2 at 2:22, but it is the Eclipse looming here in the midfield as they have gotten an extended stay in the offensive zone. Lazarus towards the mid. Vitali still there, but Lazarus unable to get the extra touch. Is back to the drawing board, but the presence is still felt.
Yeah, it's one of those clears that weren't 100% sure, but they got the job done to give a little bit of a respite for the Hurricanes. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Oh, here's Chimpanzee. Up and over. Gets more crossbar than goal. It'll be Vitali. 50-50 win into the offensive zone. Lazarus picks it up. Shot on. It's just saved by Test Gravity. Another save here by Test Gravity on the rebound. He's got 2 saves already. And a minute 30 left on the clock. The next goal might be the one to take it all. But I venture to say both these teams have a lot more than just one more goal in them. Oh, what a pass down. The Vitali shot placement is perfection.
That's the opposite of the caster's curse. Won't the caster's cure? Awesome goal here from the Eclipse. Navy got one. They're leading 3-2.
We still have a sizable amount of time. 78 seconds left on the clock. Grabby off the kickoff. Usually pretty goated when it comes to his kickoffs. Chimpanzee might get the double tap. It's down to Test. Shot on and we saved by Vitali. Quick transition back the other way. Vitali gonna take this up and over. It will be trapped and corralled in the corner by the Hurricanes. And Lazarus might have lost his footing there on that challenge. It does work out for now. The Eclipse coming back quickly, and Lazarus will put another one on the board.
Finally, there's some daylight for the Eclipse, and not a moment too soon. Lazarus coming back from the dead with a goal right down Broad Street. They're up 4-2 with less than a minute to go.
See how everything works out. Hurricanes in desperate need of a response. They need it now. 40 seconds left on the clock, and Lazarus looking for more.
Yeah, shut it down. If you're the Hurricanes now, it's now time to regroup and hit up game 2, because right now it's all Eclipse, and they're up 5-2.
Both teams working very well together as a squad, but Lazarus coming out very good in the supplemental game. Vitali just enabling him to be so much better. You look at the rankings on these guys, and while Vitali has the higher MMR or higher salary, it's been Lazarus doing a lot of the facilitating. It's been Lazarus doing a lot of the pointmanship, both on offense and on defense.
Yeah, when you have someone as strong as Vitali, you need someone to give them world-class service. And when you have someone who's almost as unassuming as Lazarus, that is what he's there for, to get some space, to supply the ball, to get more scoring opportunities.
Well, 30 seconds to go. Hurricanes. I've seen them on stream already once this season. They do tend to start a little bit slow, and Test Gravity He is undaunted by the amount he is behind.
I love the fact they're still scrapping out those goals. I love the fact they have the fighting spirit. But some questions they're going to have to ask themselves about game 2.
Now 21 seconds left. The Hurricanes looking to put on more of a show for us. They'll lose out on the kickoff as Vitali kicks it into the opposing end. Lazarus, the carry up and over. This is just getting ridiculous. Lazarus now 5 goals.
Look at this dance in the sky. Lazarus goes up, does a little pirouette for the fans and supporters. Up for 90. Some contestants, someone got a hand on it, but it was awesome. 7-3.
I guess if you double up a team as the Eclipse, is that a total Eclipse?
Ha, I love it.
Hey, my friend, we try. Anyway, we continue to move forward. Vitali gonna go for another one. 8-3 at this point. And Mercy, somebody throw the white towel.
What is the deal with scoring so many goals? I love the fact that they're not letting up on the gas. Momentum is everything in a series, just like this one. So props for the Eclipse.
Will we see one more here? Just becomes the question. It will be pushed away by the Hurricanes. The first game, Eclipse looking very, very strong. 8-3. They also do more than just double them up on the shots. Quite the impressive numbers, if you ask me. 14-6. It was a total Eclipse on offense, and both players, Lazarus, Vitali, working together. Test Gravity and Chimp and Jay, they seemed limited. They were in their offensive zone more often, or defensive zone more often than not, trying to get out of their blocks. And yes, the Hurricanes, they sometimes do start slow. I do expect a much better game out of them, but this is not the statement that they want the Eclipse to have.
Yeah, there's something to be said about reading the Hurricanes. You know, you got Test Gravity. This guy can cover a lot of ground. So how do you exploit that defense? You have to give them the appearance, in Eclipse case, of having 2 attacking options at once, making Test Gravity choose. And a lot of times he was choosing wrong. So props to the Eclipse for finding that way to open that defensive up. Let's see if the Hurricanes can recover in game 2.
Well, we will see, my friend, how everything works out. And I'm looking for the Hurricanes right off the bat to come out with first blood. That would basically show me that they are not going away anytime soon. Vitali and Lazarus keep the foot on the gas. There is no breaks here. Talladega Nights, if you ask me, for these guys.
If you ain't first, you're last, Kendo.
Indeed, my friend. Here comes Test Gravity, looking for the physical play. Chimp and Jay is going to be back off of the demo and is just able to reach across. Vitali kicking himself, wishing he had another shot at that. Might have put a little more power on it.
He obviously thought he had more time, a little bit easing in that goal. It doesn't hurt to slam it home when you have open road.
First 30 seconds gone by, the Eclipse missing out on a prime opportunity to counter-attack the Hurricanes. The continued follow here. Vitali shot on, scores, and Test Gravity going for the body instead of the ball.
Every goal is important, but it's interesting and more important that he scored early and fast to keep that momentum from game 1. Excellent strike by Vitali. Let's see if he can add to that before the Hurricanes have an answer.
First goal in 44 seconds here. Test Gravity off the kickoff. It'll be high off the backboard. And they'll not be able to interrupt Vitali. Vitali's just going to flick it up and over. It's going to be on the line. And now Test Gravity. Can he bring this back around? Cuts Lazarus open net. This is dirty, Nova.
Yeah, so this is what happened on the other side. Lazarus was waiting to clean up that shot, but he got confused and Test Gravity took it all the way home. There is a disadvantage for hanging back and waiting for meals to be served to you, and Lazarus witnessed that firsthand. We're now level. The Eclipse are not up 2-0. It's 1-1 apiece.
Okay, off of the kickoff. Does trap this ball, and Test Gravity will get a shot on. Now looking for Chimp and Jay in the mid. Great communication, great pass, and Chimp and Jay, the finish.
So this sport, this game we love is all about momentum. That last goal, the first goal, really put the Hurricanes in a position of power, and they responded with a second one. They're up now, 2-1. A lot of time left to play, but if you're the Eclipse, you got to snuff it out quickly if you want to get away with the win in game 2.
We'll look to do that here right off the kickoff. High lofted touch. Chimp and Jay will field. Now test gravity. Force to this down. Chimp might be able to get the ground pitch. Does not. It'll be Vitali just keeping it up and out for now. But the Hurricanes get an early poke, and now they have offensive priority. High off the backboard. Vitali able to carry and swing this ball all the way into the offensive zone. Chimp and Jay will stall out, and this is not a good thing. Test Gravity just able to save his teammate.
Test Gravity was there at the last possible moment. A little bit of a desperation clear, but a clear nonetheless, preventing a goal scorer.
Valley not able to get up and over. Test Gravity. The Hurricanes starting to establish midfield presence, and if you are an Eclipse fan, that's something you do not want to see. He's able to get by 2. So that's Chimp and Jay. Shot on. Very simple save for Lazarus, but Chimp and Jay able to get an extra touch. It keeps it there for Test Gravity. They're going to corral the ball again and restart it. No extra boost. Vitali able to get up and interrupts everything Chimp and Jay is going for. We've reached halftime, my friend, the Eclipse. They struggled for a second defensively, but they managed to get the ball out there.
Yeah, we're seeing the Eclipses be a little bit more aggressive in game 2. Just a minute ago, they were under assault by multiple shots on goal before Vitali snuffed it out himself, and that's what they have to do to have the ball on their side of the pitch so they can make some goal score opportunities themselves. They're playing the game behind, but I love the fact they're going as hard as if they're up by 1 or 2 goals.
Jay, the carry. Good patience, flick up and over. This is great placement on this flick.
You better clip that out one for game of the week. The juggle, the dribble, all of that stuff on the backflip. Chipman Jay, awesome.
What's that play of the week brought to you by Balls Toronto? We probably already covered that, my friend, but you know, if you're looking for energy and you're also looking for that sweet taste of soda, why not combine the two? And Balls Toronto is the perfect way to do that. You can find it from your local micro centers, Kroger's. You can even find it online at balls.com. Definitely a beloved sponsor of minor league esports. I know I've been kind of doing this talking point for a long time, and Lazarus, he's like, talk no more, Kendo. We're scoring.
Hey, look, I always say being up 1 goal or being up 2 goals is absolutely nothing. We have so much time in Rocket League, and the Eclipse are looking to strike back. I love the strike. That's one of the ones that give you confidence. Let's see if there's a follow-up.
The early pressure is going to come from the Hurricanes off the kickoff. It will be Vitali back into the offensive zone. Test Gravity now. Good control here. Up and over, and it almost snipes the corner. It's a double commit. We'll be able to get another touch on. It's a weak out, but Chimp and Jay's over it. Vitali, open net. Can he make it all the way? Yes, he can.
My gosh, that is a shot. If you're the Hurricanes, you'll be hanging your head. Vitali's off to the races with no boost, so he's crawling as fast and hard as he can, and we're level with a bit over a minute to go. And I don't know, it's anyone's game, Kenzo.
It is anyone's game at this point, but it feels really bad. Chimp and Jay had most of the net to work with, and that was essentially a 2-goal swing because he moved up a little too far. Test Gravity, though, undaunted again. The ball's still in the box. Chimp and Jay will go for it. Vitali just keeps it out. Now it's a 1v1. Back the other way. Lazarus playing it a little bit slower. Test will just get enough on that ball to get it back center. Chimp and Jay skied high. The Eclipse will look to reset in the offensive zone. They get a push up, but not over, and Test Gravity taking his time. Calling off Chimp and Jay. Looking to cut. Does cut one. Not able to get by Vitali, who is just there protecting the net. And this is a loose ball. Chimp and Jay finally jumping on his shot. In the box. Test Gravity, a slow roller up and over.
Hey, Kendo, what's wrong with a little bit of finesse? Absolutely nothing. Here's a tech pass from Chipman Jay and Test Gravity with a little bit of that smooth, silky shot right there. It was great to watch.
Fred, that was not just a little finesse. That was a lot of finesse. I thought I was listening to 80s jazz straight in Bourbon Street. It was a thing of beauty to behold. And now Test Gravity looking for the assurance goal. Unable to get it. Lazarus, last chance. Chip and Jay and Test will both be there. Vitali will get the carry. The flick not past Test, and the Hurricanes equal to the task. They will answer in game 2 4-3.
Fantastic wherewithal for the Hurricanes to keep fighting. Historically, the Eclipse have always been that much faster, that much more clever against the Hurricanes franchise. I think this is the win. If you're the Hurricanes right now, you tell your teammate, you tell your coach, we got them. We have a chance. We found a way to break through the defenses. Let's keep on with the game plan. We may walk away with the series.
I agree with you. You don't want to let the first game dictate what is going on. And most of the chances for both of these teams are coming off of the hard commits. The Hurricanes, if they can stay steadfast, stalwart in the net, I do believe they have Eclipse a tiny bit on the mechanical side of things. Now, do you want to rely on that to win each and every game? No. But if Test Gravity's over here cutting fools up and then finessing his way into 2 of his goals, you've got to at least try to stick with that process. Trust the process. Trust that Gravity's going to be there. Don't test it too much.
Yeah, that is advice for life, man. I would totally read your inspirational book. Yeah, trust the process. If it worked for you in game 2, stick with it. Look, the Eclipse are a fantastic franchise. They're in one of the strongest conferences, in the strongest league in MLE, and you found a way to make them look like amateurs in certain spots. Keep going with it, Kendo.
We will keep going. Game number 3, clean slate once again. 5 minutes on the clock. It'll be Lazarus and Test Gravity going for this kickoff. Lazarus just winning it. Tally taking his time. Lining up a shot that he can follow. This will be in the box. Lazarus, shot on net. Good placement. Just gets by Test Gravity.
I was going to say how intelligent this strike was, because it could have been a simple goal, but Lazarus had the wherewithal to hit it cross the goal to give them an extra time to get it behind the defense. Fantastic strike. The Eclipse opens scoring up early.
And that all starts out with the excellent patience by Vitali. The temptation is off the kickoff. Slap that ball in the offensive zone. Play a little bit dump and chase. Vitali meticulously lines that up to where he can get behind the challenge. Stays with the ball. Forces us quality 50-50 that is middle enough for Lazarus to take the shot on. So credit to the entire team for working that one out. Chip and Jay just missing on this touch, and the Hurricanes, you know they want to answer, but the Eclipse looking very solid. Big demo here by Test Gravity. 2v1 situation. Can he stay behind the ball? No, it'll be Lazarus just putting it to the side. The Hurricanes do not have them out of danger, though. Another lofted touch. Test will be wide in the box, and it's back to the drawing board again. All in the mid. And Jay gonna miss this touch. Test Gravity shot up, and it is an own goal off the bar and in.
Something so controversial, but something so brave. Test Gravity goes all the way around with a pop that could have gone wide, and sometimes a crossbar is your friend. We are now level once again in this series. This Clash of Titans, Kendo, it's almost anyone's game.
I will say this. 3:47 on the clock. I would hope it's almost anyone's game. Test Gravity from his own side here. And I want to take a moment to truly appreciate this little breakout pass. Test with the cover off of Chip and Jay from the backboard. You least expect touches like that. And normally in threes, you have a third man back who's able to interfere with that. Not always in twos. The wherewithal to go for that comes from communication first, and you gotta know Chip and Jay is shouting it out. Get it by him, open net, open net.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. You have a situation where everyone's in sync, just like that goal. You see, there's all about a game of inches here at the Premier League, and here's an idea. Instead of going for the shot themselves like other leagues would have, the wide shot on the flank to split the defense, and they're up 2 goals, right? So it's 3-1 Hurricanes, and there's still time to get some more on the scoreboard.
The Hurricanes are unleashed here. Chip and Jay Does have a reset. It will get the bump as well. Vitaly stays steadfast in the net and gives it up to Lazarus. What a 2-goal swing.
This is a fantastic strike. I'm going to call him the marksman. Vitaly to the right side, Lazarus on the side, doing the fast and furious thing in the air. There was no one that can clear that in time, and the Eclipse have no score on the board.
The rapid pace of both of these teams is extremely impressive. Lazarus is going to have to get behind this ball, but the Hurricanes not apt to jump on that opportunity. It will be for lack of boost reason. From what I understand, they just were not able to have the right amount of boost and the right timing. Here is a shot from Chip and Jay. It will be a routine save to the side by Lazarus. Gonna have to body Chip and Jay there. Does it? That's gravity shot on. It'll be just high off the bar. And now the Hurricanes have had plenty of time with Test Gravity giving this up. 50-50 win for Lazarus. Does he have a second touch? No, it'll be Test Gravity just keeping it to the side. And another physical play. Vitaly, the walk-in, he gets it.
So I was just about to say the story of this game has been about the long bomb, but Vitaly says, I know what you're going to say, Caster, and let me prove you wrong already. Sneaking behind both Hurricane members, now we're level once again 3-3. I don't know about you, but this feels like one of those old school horror movies where Godzilla and Mothra are going out in the streets. It's nuts.
Mercy. I won't. There's low-hanging fruit here. And I almost want to sing a song, but I'm not going to. I don't want to be fired. I've already been fired twice this season,
oh, man.
Nova, and that would be very tragic at this point.
Good time to charm.
Kendo gets fired again and again. Never mind. Godzilla. Anyway, here comes Vitaly. Trying to get up and over Chimp and Jay. We're going to ignore that and pretend it never happened, my friend.
What do you mean? I'm in Foundation League. That was great.
Over. This is excellent.
Okay, so we actually had a legitimate battle on the field. That was a bit of bumper cars there, but Chip and Jay finds a little bit of open space and does the shot anyway. Again, a goal. Goal is a goal, but it's not that pretty, but I'll take it right now for the Hurricanes. They're up by 1.
Apparently, the new hashtag, no longer free slag, it is now Fire Kendo.
Oh,
hashtag
no.
Fire Kendo in the chat. I believe that there will likely be a channel point challenge for it here in the coming weeks. Chip and Jay and Test Gravity going to be moving up together. The Eclipse maybe putting a little too much resource in some of their offensive pushes. The Hurricanes just look a tiny bit more balanced at the moment, and Chip and Jay almost gets it past Lazarus. The wide rotations of the Eclipse are keeping them moving side to side rather than down the pitch. And Test Gravity another shot on, but the Hurricanes are going to lose pressure there. Ball will be up and in the mid. Test Gravity 1v1 will try to get up and over Lazarus and is able to do so, keeping it just to the right.
A bit unlucky for the Eclipse. And the Hurricanes come right down the Broad Street. I guess Lazarus overthought it, drove the wrong way. And they're up by 2, a minute to go. Not impossible, but it's looking more and more like this is the Hurricanes' game to lose.
1 minute on the clock. The Eclipse will not gain control again, and it's slowly becoming a nasty little habit. They're being out-controlled at this point by the Hurricanes, and when they do get offensive touches, Test Gravity is finding ways to just get a nose on the ball, a wheel, sometimes a back fender on the ball. And the Eclipse, while they have had their moments, they've had a little bit of pressure here and there, there's too much back and forth and not enough to beat Test Gravity, who, this is just down the field, a walk in the park yet again from Chip and Jay and Test Gravity.
That is kind of a move you'll show at one of those Harlem Globetrotter type deals. A passing play right in front of the net. Bold.
It's now 6-3. They've doubled them up. And Test Gravity off the kickoff, looking to control. Chip and Jay into the corner. It will be 50'd out. Lazarus and Vitaly working well together here. There's 10 seconds left. One goal could be the difference down the road to who makes playoffs in a certain seed. So you definitely want to make sure you're preventing goals as well as scoring them. And Test Gravity has just gone off in this game.
Well, you're absolutely right, Kendall. When you're on the pitch, when you're in the car, you're thinking nothing but the game's won and lost. On paper, the Eclipse look like they're a stronger team, but this series is saying otherwise. If I'm in the purple brand, I got a lot of questions I'm asking my teammate. How are we going to recover? What's our game plan? Because right now, it's not working.
Well, my friend, now the Eclipse, they can't wait. They can't wait till the next solar lunar event. They need to actually act now because their Hurricanes just showed up and they build. They continue to build. They might start out small, but they continue to build and build until they become a coastal event. They've had quite the impact here in games 2 and 3, and now the Eclipse, if they don't change something, we're going to see more of the same. It's going to be infinite amounts of destruction.
Yeah, there's a reason why the Hurricanes have the team of Chipman J and Test Gravity out there today. Because they can be on defense, they can be on offense. They're acting like 4 guys in the pitch of 2. So I like the fact that they can cover so much ground. If you're the Eclipse right now, something that worked for you before, but you have to keep with, is making sure the ball is being passed around as fast as you can. I understand you want to hang back. I understand you want to look at things. But right now, there has to be a change in the game plan.
Well, we'll see if they're able to make a change in the game plan. And it's going to start with positioning of the ball and positioning of your car in relative respect to the ball. You cannot have this side-to-side feel that we have gotten from the Eclipse over really I would say the past 4 or 5 minutes of Rocket League. It was a plague to them in the last game. Yes, they were able to get presence in the offensive zone, but more often than not, they were shedding back and forth. And this is a missed opportunity from the Hurricanes. Can Vitali walk it in? No, it'll be Test Gravity just getting back in time, and that's a second goal from the Eclipse that should have been in. They were just a little too slow.
Yeah, it's one of those things you have to wonder. Goals like that are happening all the time. The first question I'm asking is boost management. Why are you always out of gas when you have the attacking so often in a series?
Series Test Gravity almost able to get by both members. Vitali will see this ball out. 45 seconds in, we have already seen a couple of quality chances for the Hurricanes, and the Eclipse, they've rendered a couple of balls downfield, but they never mounted any shots, despite the fact they were fast break opportunities. There just was not enough speed behind the fast in that connotation. It will be Vitali. As Boost is going to get this ball mid, but Lazarus is all the way back. Lazarus! That is no way to defend the ball, my friend. Test Gravity's going to score that.
Here's a bit of a shot that had a bit of deflection, so I'm not quite sure if it's unlucky. But if you're Lazarus, that came at you hard and fast. There was almost no way you could have gone and chose correctly. But a win's a win, a goal's a goal. 1-0 the Hurricanes.
I'll be watching Lazarus very closely here because that was very uncharacteristic. Normally, you want to be up with your teammate, and Lazarus was all the way back in net. I'm not sure what is going on. It's so hard to defend anyone, let alone players at this level, when you're on the back foot just like this.
Well, I was going to say in the previous game, Lazarus was up and they got exploited with the open space behind them. So the correction there is to drop back. But you're right, you drop back too far and it's a 1v1 situation and you're on the back heel, you don't have the higher ground, and you will lose those 8 times out of 10.
The Hurricanes firm control right now, category 7. I know that doesn't exist, but that's about what it feels like if you are an Eclipse fan in the chat, that they are almost an unstoppable force at this point. I am counting right. Caster math is hard, of course. I believe that is 6 straight goals between the last 2 games for the Hurricanes, and they are looking very good. Chimp and Jay gonna be patient. Clicks up and over Vitali, who chooses to go for the boost here. Now, 1v1 Vitali, Test Gravity. Vitali's going to completely miss out on this ball. And Lazarus will just chip into the corner. Lazarus, the follow-up, does manage to get at the Eclipse. They have an answer.
Fantastic example of doing a shot on goal and making sure it goes in. There's a little bit of follow-up there with a little bit of double tap right behind with the tail. That's all you really need. Lazarus gets on the board for the Eclipse.
We're approaching halftime. Only 3 goals in the net so far here. And I mean, I'm someone, I've watched a few too many Transformers movies in my day, so I'm expecting a lot more goal explosions out of this one. Lazarus and Vitali need to answer the call at this point, but I'm looking for more from these boys in purple. It will be a ball up. Chimp and Jay just able to get a nose on it. Lazarus forced the ball into the offensive zone. Test gravity to the side. Loses control. Vitali shot on. Scores, and we're tied. Deuces wild.
You want to see more goal explosions? You want to see the Eclipse get into gear? It's looking like that right now. Maybe they got some of that all-spark from Cybertron, but here's a shot from Vitali, and we're level once again. 2 minutes, 11 seconds to go, and the Eclipse are looking strong. Let's see if they can hold on.
Off the kickoff, test gravity. Will manage to get a good stall ball. Chimp and Jay. This is a kind of a hard commit. We'll see how the Eclipse take to it. Back the other way. Vitali. This is Kareen high off of the backboard. Chimp and Jay able to get it out to test gravity. Look for the cheeky backflip right there. I like the look. The touch just was not executed to perfection, and it would have needed to be perfect in order to get that one in.
I like the fact you like to look like it's a fashion show, but you're right, Kendo. It was pretty awesome. Pretty much of a show. What else they can do? They have a lot more creativity in their tank. And when it comes down to it, after the mental strain of playing so many games back to back, being creative is pretty valuable. Let's see what works out for them.
The fashion show is the Foundation League. Some of the cars in that one. You get up to this level, the Premier League of minor league esports. You start seeing some of those stock tains come out, and it's definitely evident here with the Hurricanes as test gravity gonna break their score streak.
You know it's a good goal because it was Kendo approved. Right downtown, test gravity sticks with it over Vitali's head. Here's your goal.
Served up on a silver platter. That may or may not have been an eclipsed moon. But we will continue forward, my friend. 1 minute left to go in Chimp and Jay. The Hurricanes controlling in the defensive zone. It will be just off for Lazarus, and Vitali commits too hard. Chimp and Jay with plenty of ample opportunity will not get around that ball, and test gravity misses out. Vitali demoed for his effort on the comeback. 45 seconds now as the Eclipse continue their push forward. They're going to leave this ball to test gravity. He's going to try to control this. It'll be down for Vitali, but another shot will go wide, and they are going to be wishing they had that one back because that had about half the net to work with. It'll be test gravity now, unable to control it over Vitali. What is? No! Lazarus able to cover.
There is nothing worse than being up 1 goal with so little time to go, because any mistake you'll say, dang it. Chimp and Jay with a Herculean effort, but it wasn't enough. Lazarus was the second option, and with less than 20 seconds to go, Kendo, we are tied once again.
Get a neutral kickoff here. It will be just gravity to power through. Chimp and Jay keeps and retains in the offensive zone. Do you have an extra touch? No. Vitali will get it up and over and keep it there. Forces a 50-50 with test gravity. It's won by the Hurricanes. Chimp and Jay into the sidewall. And Lazarus will clear. I don't know if we're going to get rule 0. No. It will be overtime here in game number 4. And test gravity up and over. Off the kickoff. The Hurricanes pull off the victory.
Strike first, strike hard. Test gravity wraps around. Chimp and Jay wisely hits the brakes, and the Hurricanes win another one.
Oh my. And this is actually fairly impressive what the Hurricanes have done. They've gone from really struggling to showing us that, yeah, we can really put it on there with some high efficiency. You don't normally see this kind of efficiency out of both teams. Like, normally there's one team that's they're shelling the net, and, you know, you're going to get closer down to that 20% zone.
Yeah.
Both teams over 40% efficiency. 9 shots, 4 goals for the Hurricanes. 6 shots, 3 goals for the Eclipse. So efficiency is not the problem here.
Right.
The problem is you're losing the chase to the ball if you're the Eclipse. And it's literally by fractions of a second. The difference between these two teams, it's very marginal. And when I say marginal, I mean it's like the amount of balls I have left in my bottle that is over to the side, completely sitting empty. We'll try to figure out if there's anything left in there later. I'm not going to go to that right now.
You're absolutely right. The Eclipse are definitely a franchise that are technically actually stronger when it comes to their formations, but they tend to make a lot of mental errors that the Hurricanes are willing to exploit. And look, it's the reason why the Hurricanes, one of the more storied franchises in the MLE, have found ways to win. Just like that last game, for exploiting their opponents just like that.
Well, the one thing I would like to see, we haven't seen many demos. Both these teams playing kind of a, I would say, 90s style hockey. Really clean, really fast, and Vitali off the kickoff. 11 seconds is all it takes for a goal.
90s hockey, I'm waiting for the fight, but Vitali goes over, shot on the goal. Test gravity was there, but just wasn't enough. Clips are up.
That's fourth line only, my friend. Only fourth line. Unless you got Wayne Gretzky out there, he can do just about anything. Didn't do too many fights, did the great one, but when he did, you cheered whether he won or lost. Here comes Test Gravity off the sidewall. It will be a ball up for Vitali. Chimp J will get the trap down, and Test Gravity will choose to retreat here. The Hurricanes, they're not necessarily throwing themselves at some of these challenges, and that's why they've been able to keep such good pressure here. And Test Gravity, another 50-50 win. They're going to extend their stay in the offensive zone. Going to spend a lot of boost here. Chimp and Jay just off on the touch, and they are going to lose retention. Oh, never mind.
Fantastic display of keeping on the ball, not giving up on and snuffing out a counterattack. Chipman Jay's pretty much been everywhere he needs to be.
I apologize, my friend. I was baffled by the fact that I go for that and felt comfortable enough to go for that. He actually made that touch, and now it's a 1v1, not able to get over Lazarus. The Eclipse looking to punish. Chimp and Jay just needs to get this ball to the corner and stall it out. Lazarus just missing the touch mid. Now the Hurricanes, Test Gravity, up and over. 1-2, goal! And they tie the game.
That's a score for the Hurricanes, but not for a lacking triumph for the Eclipse. Test Gravity pops it up. Vitali gets a hands up, but it just was a second, a hair too late. And in the Premier League, Kendo, it's a game of inches, millimeters even. We're level.
Nothing better than a tie game. Game number 5. Granted, the Hurricanes, they have won 3 of the 4 that we played so far. For those of you who do not know, MLE, we play all 5 games. It's for the stats, stonks, whatever you want to call them. Test Gravity coming through, and is Eclipse now trying to hem the Hurricanes in their own zone. They will leave this ball to Chimp and Jay from the sidewall and down. Vitali taking his time, will get by Test Gravity, ekes out the commit. Now a 1-2. It's high for Lazarus. The shot on will be interrupted by Chimp and Jay. And that was an ample challenge at a very difficult time on the back foot. Can Chimp and Jay get another one center? It'll be just up. Test Gravity committed too far to the corner. Now Test, not able to get by Lazarus. The Hurricanes on the back foot, defending well here. They'll get this ball past one. Lazarus does take that time to just get this ball to the corner, and the Hurricanes, they found a way to reset at this 2:15 mark, but it took a lot of work, and the Eclipse, you got to score some of those.
Well, they get said in the class. Oh, here's a goal right here. Then you call that cheeky? That's like a cheek and a half. Vitali brings it down, got a little hand on it from Test Gravity, but stuck with it and rolled it through. And the Eclipse got a goal for their effort for that one.
Now, I believe that's a waning moon. The waning?
Yes.
No, yeah. Never mind. A cheek and a half. Never mind. A waxing moon. There you go. But this is getting a little bit too deep, my friend. I'm not sure. Take this any further. Vitali's going to walk in another. The Eclipse now has a 2-goal lead under 2 minutes, and it looks pretty strong here. It's coming off of great 50-50s.
Yeah, great 50-50s, and sticking with it's more important. It's very easy to set it across and come back around and rotate back, but Vitali is following into net, and that's been the difference for the Eclipse.
Well, kickoff. Test Gravity manages to keep it in the offensive zone. It will be Lazarus up. Lazarus. Bring it back down. Does not get a double touch. Ran out of boost in the process, but at this point, if you're the Eclipse, you don't mind positioning the ball in places that the Hurricanes have problems scoring. However, you need to win the 50-50s. You need to make sure you keep the ball out of the danger zone, and Vitali will do that on a whim, just barely keeping that out. What a set by Lazarus. Vitali just wide. The Eclipse will work to keep this ball in the offensive zone. Big 50-50 out of the corner. Is this going to go all the way? No! Chip and Jay, the recovery is a pass across the test, and he scores.
Just in time for Halloween season, a wash of purple and orange. Here's a block out by Lazarus. Chipman Jay knocks it over to Test Gravity for the second chance, and that has been amazing. If you can make the score yourself, getting a partner involved, having the foresight and vision, props to the Hurricanes for that one. That was solid.
Well, Novanta, we have 1 minute left, and the Eclipse looking good. The Hurricanes looking good. We have had quite the exhibition of MLE talents, but now it's crunch time. Test Gravity. Usually when he shows up the most, and he just misses that double tap off of the top backboard. He will be wishing he had that back. Big dunk. It's going to leave it mid. Chip and Jay, slow to this one. Will choose to go for the bump. Sets Test just high. And Chip and Jay will bring this back. They're going to keep control of the ball while they retrieve boost, but it is firmly in the defensive zone. 20 seconds, they'll have to go all the way. Test up and over. Does he have the carry? Yes, he does! Vitali on the goal line will keep it out again. Chip and Jay, undaunted. He's going to keep it here. Test Gravity will go forward. Chip and Jay unable to get the touch, and Lazarus will put it to the side. The Eclipse stave off the major defeat that would be a 4-1, and they keep their spot in the standings very, very close to the Hurricanes.
Yeah, the Hurricanes, good job. Congratulations to that team because they brought it. The Eclipse may have some bit of more questions they want to answer. Again, I've said before, and I totally do believe it, they were better the technical team on the field as far as evolving and spacing, but those mental errors have cost them more games than they should have in this series today. So both these teams could probably make a fantastic run in the playoffs, but I think the Eclipse have a bit more work to do by the result.
Well, the Eclipse are just going to keep their overall record above the Hurricanes for now, but this is definitely what I think, Novanta, will be a preview down the road. I expect firmly both of these teams not only to be in the playoffs, but to be competing against each other at some time in the playoffs. And if this is an example of what we're going to get then, that is going to be an absolute banger of the series that you, the people, will not want to miss. Folks, I just want to say a special thank you to another one of our sponsors, and that is PowerA. PowerA, the official on-stream controller of Kendo Slice. They have a lot of... Are you kidding me?
I didn't know.
You're going to do this?
I had no idea.
My friend. PowerA has many different levels of controller for your need, and they're offered at discounted prices from your standard Microsoft controller. If you are looking for an Xbox Elite controller, why in the world would you ever pay $180 for an Xbox Elite controller when you can get a PowerA Fusion Pro for $79.99?
Oh, I already have one. I didn't know that you had one. I have one.
No. I actually have the enhanced controller. You can buy those for $30. Those are really nice. They got the little buttons on the back. Oh, yes, my friend. So good. But you want to check them out, PowerA.com. You can also get them at your local GameStop, order them on Amazon. There's a lot of options there, but do check them out. Great options if you are of the Xbox variety on your controller, folks. But we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the last game. We have the Foxes. We have the League coming up. It's another banger series. Two teams that are still in the playoff race and going to be desperately fighting for their right to be in the playoffs.